Well, welcome everybody to A Night at the Track, and tonight we are in Spring Valley, Minnesota, and we are at Deer Creek Speedway, and I've got the number one guy here at Deer Creek Speedway, Randy Queensland. Randy, all I can say is this is my second night here, and I am just blown away by everything that I see up here. Class operation throughout.
Well, thank you. It's a family-run operation. My boys all have their jobs to do, and I get to do the fun jobs like this. They're all out there making it happen as we speak.
When did your family take this track over?
This is our 10th season that we've operated Deer Creek Speedway.
All I can say is from the minute you greeted me at the pit shack, I don't know if I've ever been at a track before where the owner, promoter, whatever, meets me at the pit shack, welcomes me clear through to the hot dogs last night. Like I say, a class operation, something for fans as well as racers.
Well, thank you for that. We feel we want to treat people the way we would want to be treated, and it's a people business. It's about having people and having a good time and having good entertainment, which these drivers put on, and we like to work with people that make that happen.
You know, I get around to a lot of tracks in a year, and sometimes I think owners and promoters don't get the idea that, like you say, it's about being treated the way you want to be treated. But car wash in the pits for the racers to clean their cars?
Yeah, well, look at all the mud we made them drive in the last 2 days. Actually, we started a second one. We've had two going all day, plus two other areas with only running water. And these poor guys have been through a lot the last 2 days, so we're glad they got a place to clean their cars up and be back at it tonight.
Golf carts for rent for not only the racers, but I believe people in the campground, plus a shuttle from the campground over here.
Well, it's a long ways from one end to the other, and again, it's back to people having a good time and getting a value for their money, and from camping to going to the pits to being at the races, and the carts, the transportation is an important thing.
Like I say, look, it sounds like you're taking everybody into consideration, and like I say, myself as a fan, actually, I think everybody appreciates that. Tell me just a little bit now about how this race came to be that we're here for tonight, this World Dirt Track Modified Championship.
Well, I think we have to start with Todd Staley had talked to my sons and daughter-in-law a while back here about wanting to do a show of this size and considering our location, and we spent a lot of time studying it and putting it together because it's a serious show. It's not a small thing to pull off, and we're very pleased. We started with the idea Todd had, and it's growing. My son and daughter-in-law and Todd and Janet have put it together to be a pretty exciting venue.
So far, I'm just really, like I say, impressed with everything. I haven't found anything yet that I'm just not really impressed with. Who came up with the format? Because it is just a little bit different from what we see at most modified shows.
Well, again, I think we got to go back and give Todd a lot of credit. I think he started there. Justin's had a lot of input on that. They've worked more on the setup of the race event itself. Ryan has been very involved on the sponsorship side of it and pushing that. But Todd and Justin have done a lot putting that together.
Yeah. Okay, folks, whether you are in the area or you aren't, you got to come up here and check out this Raceway Speedway because, man, it's, like I say, first-class operation. Randy, we still got 2 nights to go. I'm looking forward to both nights. I know we're going to see some great racing. Completely different track tonight than what the first 2 nights. So what do you think? Is it going to be better tonight with it being a little drier or not so good?
Well, it'll be equal to all the cars on it, but it will be different. Yeah. The track tonight could turn a little dry slick, and we'll see a little more driver experience is going to really take a hold, and it's going to be very exciting. They're going to be pulling together. We can see a lot of 2, 3, 4 wide again tonight.
Yeah. You know, another thing I'm looking forward to before I forget it is I understand now you're going to auction off, if I understand this right, is it the 31st starting position?
Yeah, that's kind of a unique new thing we're trying too. That way, again, I think it was Todd's idea. The boys talked about it for some time, and they're going to take the 31st position and auction it off to anybody that did not make the main event. And there again, the proceeds will go to all to the drivers that we earn from this tomorrow night.
And that starts at $2,000.
Starts at $2,000. 31st place will pay $1,500 back to the driver, and whatever else is earned will be paid back to the 11th through 31 positions. Pretty cool idea.
It really is. Okay, Randy, all I can say is thanks a lot for talking with us, and let's go racing.
let's go racing, and want to thank everybody for being here, thanking you for here, and hope they enjoy this show, and we'll come back next year to it. And don't forget our Fall Jamboree, the end of September this year. We got a 3-day USMTS, the final for their hunt and everything, and that's very excited, third week of September. So,
Thanks a lot, Mike.
thank you. Thanks for letting me slip that in.
Oh,
Which means we're about ready to go racing. Night number 3 A main of the World Modified Dirt Track Championships at Deer Creek Speedway. Ready to perform 30 of the fastest drivers for the greatest race fans in the nation.
Here we come. Caution lights are out. Speaker and Bob Tim leading the pack into turn number 3. Keep an eye on Ryan Staley. Here we go, Deer Creek Speedway. It's showtime at the creek. Here we go.
Green flag is in the air. Our pole sitter Speaker is going to try and lead us into turn number 1. Bob Tim, though, is going to keep him honest. Right alongside him in turn number 2. Tim will lead him out of that second turn.
They're going to go 3 wide for that third spot. Wetstein, Bear, and Lodge as they go into turn number 3. 4 wide in the middle of the pack.
Lodge actually scraped the back straightaway wall with the number 32 machine. He's slipping back to 5th.
Bob Tim going to lead the pack once again. They're going to go 3 abreast for the second spot on the corner 2.
Shane Bear trying to work through the middle. Here's Steve Wetstein. We already talked about him this evening. Working the bottom, trying to get up into the top 2 position.
Chris Speaker working the top side. He takes over second. Keep an eye on the 32 and Diamond and Lodge. Now going to make it a 4-car battle as they go into turn 1.
3 wide into turn number 1. I thought they were going to go 4 wide into turn number 2, but just like that, our pole sitter, Speaker, squirts out, takes sole possession of second.
Wetstein and Bear side by side for third. Here comes Lodge to make it 3 wide.
Lodge looking to the bottom. Bear to the top. Steve Wetstein now looking into the middle with the 90 machine.
Lodge gets by the 90 of Wetstein for the 4th position. Paul Knopf sitting at 6th with Tommy Weeder Jr. 7th.
Then we get back to Stowe in the 96 machine. The rest of the field looking for any opening they can find from there on back.
Ryan Peckham right behind the 96 of Stowe with Ryan Gustin to his inside as they go to turn number 1. Gustin now to the inside of Stowe.
Bob Tim led the opening few laps here. It looks though like Speaker is trying to close in on him, perhaps ready to mount a challenge for the lead.
Chris Speaker definitely closing on your leader. We've got a car going around in turn number 3 and 4.
The number 3 machine of Brown, I believe that one's Chris Brown, as both Chris Brown and Kelly Shryock are running identical on the outside. That puts Shane Bear in the number 9 down to the bottom.
So here we go. Caution lights are extinguished. 5 laps completed to the 35-lap distance. Bob Tim going to lead the pack to the green flag this time by. Field 2 wide behind him. Here we go. The green light's back on. We're back underway.
Bob Tim will lead the pack into turn number 1, and that 2-car battle for second turns into a 4-car battle for second in turns 1 and 2.
They're going to go 3 abreast for the 4th spot. Weeder, Lodge, and Wetstein. Wetstein going to take the spot into turn 3.
Wetstein was all the way against the wall on the back straightaway, trying to work that high line and get into the top 3.
Chris Speaker going to look to the outside of Bob Tim as they go to turn number 1. He's making a bid as they go out of corner number 2. Chris Speaker now edging in front of Tim.
Chris Speaker will lead us into turn number 3 with the 56. Bob Tim running mid-groove in the 49, trying to work his way back into the top spot.
Here comes Tommy Weeder Jr. to the 4th spot as he's looking to the inside of Shane Bear as they go down into turn number 1. Now Bear to the inside of Bob Tim for second.
Bob Tim slides up to that ultra-high groove following the 56 of Speaker down the back straightaway, dives back to the bottom in turn number 3.
Got a great race going on up front. Chris Speaker now your new leader, but Tim now under attack from Bear in turn 1.
The 0-2 of Tommy Weeder Jr. making that bottom line work for him. He's at the inside of 3 wide battle for position.
Here comes Wetstein winging around the top side of Weeder, and there's Ryan Gustin in the 6th spot, the 19R now.
Challenge right now is for second, third, fourth, and fifth as we have 4 cars battling. Bob Tim in second, Shane Bear in third, Steve Wetstein right behind him in the 90 machine.
Then it's Ryan Gustin in the 19, the 89 of Steve Whitaker Jr., the 32 of Donovan Lodge, and the 20R Brian Rowland.
Paul Knopf in the 40 machine had been flirting with a top 5 position. He's actually lost several spots since that restart.
Leaders flashing down the back straightaway. Bear, Weeder, and Wetstein locked in a great 3-car battle for the 3rd spot.
Outside of the top 10, Brad Waits and Kevin Stoll are side by side. In turns 3 and 4, they're battling for position.
Joe look now with the 19R, Ryan Gustin, and the 89 of Steve Whitaker Jr. Gonna try to join that 5-car battle up front as they head down the back straightaway.
Bob Tim was being threatened for that second place spot though. He's recollected, and here comes Shane Hebert to mount another charge.
Weeder, Wetstein, and Gustin in close proximity as they get out into turn number 1. Gustin going to look down the middle of the racetrack.
A lot of the cars are choosing to run up on the top of the banking. Weeder in the 02 is one of the only cars running way down at the bottom right now.
Hebert fires to the inside of Bob Tim as they go side by side for second out of 4, but Tim getting the run down into turn number 1.
Brad Waits in the 24 machine, lined up on the grid 19th. He's working his way into the top 10 already.
Ryan Gustin now on the inside of Steve Wetstein trying to crack the top 5, and there's Whitaker in the 89. You got a good 5-car battle going on up front here.
Chris Speaker started from the pole, gave up the lead early for the opening 4 circuits, has retaken it, and has now established a comfortable 5 to 6 car length advantage over a 4-car battle for second.
Gustin's got by Wetstein. Now he's looking to dispatch of the 02 and Tommy Weeder Jr. get to the 4th spot.
Everybody from mid-groove up to the top running as high as they can, just dropping the 3 outside tires over into that cushion, keeping the left front down in the groove.
There goes the Reaper as he flashes by the 020 Weeder. He's now up to the 4th spot as Whitaker now challenging the 90 of Wetstein for the 6th position.
Shane Hebert continues to run 3rd, running right down the middle of the banking in turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Ryan Gustin looks to the bottom to challenge for 3rd.
Ryan Gustin on the fly. Hebert up to the challenge. Now Bob Tim's gone to the top side of the racetrack. He's closing back in on the 56 Speaker.
Tommy Weeder has also drastically changed his line. I was talking earlier about he was running at the bottom. He's now all the way up close to the concrete, all the way around the speedway.
Hearing from race control, Brad Waits in that 24, the fastest car on the racetrack on the transponder system as he's now up to 8.
Steve, caution is out as we've got a couple of cars looping it in 1 and 2.
Derek Ramirez in the 4R was involved. Can't tell who
I'm not
that
sure, I
is.
can't see that far. I'm not sure.
Ryan Reuter, the 555, also down there in turn number 1.
Starting order, we're going to prepare to turn them back to green flag racing with 17 laps down of our 35-lap feature.
And Chris Speaker in the 56. Bob Tim electing to take the top side, putting Hebert to his inside. With Gustin and Weeder the top 5. Here we go, looking for the green with 17 down.
Speaker will once again lead us to the green flag as they come out of turn number 4. Everybody right down at the bottom and then heading down the front straightaway into 1.
Wow, what a pack of cars. There goes Gustin on the inside. 5 cars, 3 wide for the lead.
Strong move by Shane Hebert in the number 9 machine. He's in the middle. Ryan Gustin on the bottom in the 19.
Gustin with an amazing move on the inside. He's going to take the lead at the start-finish line.
Ryan Gustin will lead lap 18 with a 19 machine. Brad Waits is up there as well with his 24.
Wow, you got a battle going on behind your leader now. Waits entering the picture. They're going to go 3 wide for the 4th spot.
Tommy Weeder Jr. in the 02 back down to the bottom. Brad Waits running even lower in the 24. They're 3 wide on the front straightaway.
Still 3 wide going down into turn number 1. Almost 4 wide for the 2nd spot. Now almost 4 wide for 3rd out of 2.
Speaker in the 56 was way up at the top. Shane Hebert still running 3rd, trying to work to the inside of Speaker to challenge for that position.
They're 3 wide for the 4th spot. Waits, Weeder, and Bob Tim as Brad Waits now to the 4th position.
If Brad Waits can clear Hebert and Speaker, he may have something but Gustin, but he's got to do it now. Gustin is pulling away.
Brad Waits now making a move for the 3rd spot. He's not done. He's going to go to the inside of Speaker. They're 3 abreast for 2nd.
Tommy Weeder Jr. just outside of the top 4. It's a 3-car battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Brad Waits in the 24 now up to the 2nd spot as he's cleared the 56 of Speaker.
Bob Tim, who led early, just outside of the top 5 now, running 6 with a 49 machine. Then it's the 89 of Stephen Whitaker right behind him.
Hebert is now slid up in front of the 56 of Speaker to steal the 3rd spot as Bob Tim sliding back through the field, getting into the concrete in turn 2.
Brad Waits in that 24, now all alone in 2nd with 22 laps down. Will make it 23 this time across the stripe.
Gustin has about a half straightaway on the 24 of Brad Waits as they get on to turn number 1. It's still Hebert, Weeder, and Speaker the top 5.
You know that a caution would drastically change the battle, but right now, Ryan Gustin has a huge lead over Brad Waits in the 24.
Whitaker in the 89 now cracks the top 5. Here comes Bumper Jones in the 111 to put Bob Tim another position back.
For a while there, it looked like Shane Hebert was going to get eaten alive. Looked like he was going to give up the top 3 position. positions. He's now reestablished himself with the number 9 machine, running strong and actually closing in on the 24.
Ryan Gustin right down the middle of the racetrack, still a pretty good advantage on the 24 of Brad Waits, who's been sticking right down around the bottom of the speedway.
Tommy Weeder Jr. running 4th. In 5th is the 89 machine of Stephen Whitaker Jr. Then a bit of ground before we go back to the 56 of our pole sitter Speaker.
Bumper Jones in the 111 now challenging Speaker for that 6th spot as they come out of corner 4. They're side by side.
Bob Tim behind the 111 of Bumper Jones in the 49 machine. Les Dolman trying to make some action in the number 0 machine just to the right of the 90 of Wetstein.
Ryan Rowland also in that mix as well, as they got a good 4-car battle going on for position as Ryan Gustin continues to be your race leader with 27 laps complete.
Ryan Gustin is on the back straightaway as he just exits turn number 2. The tail end of the field is just going into turn number 3. Lap traffic could play into this one before the checkered flag flies.
Waite's probably going to need some help from the lap traffic as he is not able to catch the 19R Gustin.
And all the action is not just up in the top. We had him 3 wide, now 4 wide, deep in the pack in turn number 4.
Still got great racing going around the Deer Creek Speedway, even though the top 5 has kind of settled down.
Heavy action from about 6th on back as these guys are fighting as hard as they can because they know that every point they can claim is going to help them out in tomorrow's lineups.
Ryan Gustin now going to catch the back of the field as he's closing in on the 83 of Kellen Chadwick.
Ryan Gustin out of turn number 4 down the front stretch and into turn number 1. He's now going to start slicing and dicing his way through lap traffic.
Gustin now's caught the 83 and Chadwick as they go into turn number 3. As the top 5 have kind of settled down. You got great racing going on in the back of the pack.
And we've got a couple of huge packs. We have a 4-car battle for position, a 5-car battle for position, and both of those are outside of the top 10.
Laps winding down in this one as Gustin slicing through traffic like a hot knife through butter here tonight. Brad Waits just not able to make up any ground in the 24.
Ryan Gustin flexed his muscles on that restart and jumped out to a commanding lead. Brad Waits looked just as strong, but it took him a little longer to get through the field, and he lost a lot of ground early in this green flag run.
Still Shane Abraham in the 3rd spot. Tommy Weeder Jr. in 4th. The Steve Whitaker Jr. in the top 5. Then it's the 111 of Bumper Jones in 6th. Chris Speaker in the 56 and the 0 Les Dolman in a good battle for the 7th spot.
So Ryan Gustin, your leader, working his way through lap traffic down the back straightaway. This time, as he comes out of turn number 4, he's going to see the white flag. 1 more lap to go.
Gustin has 1 more circuit to get around the Deer Creek Speedway as Brad Waits now has caught the back of the pack. Steve Whitaker Jr. now challenging the 0-2 of Weeder for position. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4 at heavy lap traffic. Your race leader, Ryan Gustin, coming out of corner number 4. He will win on night number 3. It'll be the 24, Brad Waits, finishing in the 2nd spot. The 9 is Shane Hebert, the 0-2 of Tommy Weeder Jr., and the 89 of Steve Whitaker Jr. in the top 5. Then it's the 111 of Bumper Jones 6, the 0 Les Dolman, finishing in the 7th spot here tonight.